Alright, I'm going to be showing you guys how to UV unwrap this bad boy. Bear with me, it's going to be a lot of hotkeys. It might be a little messy, but we'll get through it. So, firstly, let's take a look at what it looks like now. So, obviously it looks a bit messy. We're going to fix that. So, let's start off by separating this fluff part. So we're just going to select a face here, do Control L, and then we're going to press P on our keyboard to separate it. Now that we have this separated, we are going to mirror it yet again, just so the UV can be overlaid, and it will be 10 times easier to texture as well as save a lot of space on your keyboard, or UV map, not keyboard. Anyways, press C on your keyboard, then wireframe, and then you're going to left click on your mouse, drag, make sure you have everything, delete faces, then we are going to mirror this. I'm just going to isolate this part, so Shift H on your keyboard, and now we are going to make sure it's clipping on our modifier, and we're going to fix these parts really quick. So GX, drag that in, GX, drag that in. Just make sure everything is not clipping. Alright, now that we have that done, we are going to actually select this whole back part here. So C on your keyboard to get this little circle here. Make sure you aren't going over the edges. We are selecting literally the whole back half of the little fluff part here. And we are just going to press F on our keyboard, and then we're going to make this a sharp. So Control E, sharp. That's just to make it look a bit more pretty and easier to UV unwrap. So we're going to switch to our UV tab. We are going to select this edge loop here. So Alt right click, Control E, mark seam. And then we are going to do, oh wait, never mind. Right. We're going to do A on our keyboard, U, and unwrap. So this part here, we're not honestly going to worry about. We're going to shrink this down, so S on your keyboard, and just shrink it down. It doesn't really matter. You're not really going to see it on your HUD, really, so I wouldn't really worry about that. This looks pretty good right now. Yeah, you can leave it, and the texture will look fine, but we're just going to clean it up a bit more and make it look a little bit better. So one on our keyboard, we're actually going to isolate this part just in case. So Shift H on our keyboard isolates the part on the UV editor. Now we are just going to use the C and bring up this little cursor here, and we are going to select the outer edges, just this little line here. W on your keyboard, and we're going to press auto align. That makes that edge very straight. We're going to do the same for the other side. So C, and just select the outer edge here. And then W, auto align. And we're going to drag it out here so it doesn't get in the way of anything else. Now we are just going to do the same thing again. W, auto align, W, auto align, and W auto align. Now that we have that done, I'm just going to select this, and I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Now we're going to do the same for this horizontal axis here. W auto align, and we are just going to do this all the way down. This helps with texturing. It helps make everything a bit more aligned and easier for your texture, and makes it just a little bit more of a higher quality here. We're going to drag this down a bit, and then we are going to align these, and I'm going to align these one more time, and I'm going to bring that down just a little bit, and I'm going to bring these down as well. So this is what it should look like. I did that pretty quickly, so if you have any issues, let me know. And then with this little back part here, I'm actually going to drag it here. And then when you're texturing, just make sure it goes into like the darker part of the texture. So now that we have the fluff hood, we're going to apply this mirror modifier. And to get all your parts back, do Alt H. That should bring everything back for you. And we're just going to join these parts together. And we're going to hop back into the UV editing tab. I'm just going to drag these all out over here so it looks a little bit less messy. And we're going to select our fluff balls. So select a face on each. Shift right click to select another face on another part. Control L. Should select both of those. And we're just going to drag this up here because it is separated now. We are going to hide these parts. These should also be UV or unwrapped for you as well. So we're going to drag that up there, hide it. And this is actually already unwrapped for you. But just in case it isn't, I'm going to show you how to UV unwrap this. So we're going to press C and we're just going to select the inside of this hood for now. Because a lot of people have asked me how to make different like textures on the inside of the hood, and I'm going to show you. So you can tell I have everything only selected on the inside of the hood. We're going to go over here, G, Y, bring this up, and we're just going to press H on our keyboard and we're going to hide that. Next, we are going to mark seams down the center of the hood. So Control E, mark seam. Now that we have done this, select everything, U, unwrap. That's how you UV unwrap the hood. It's pretty simple. Now that we have this done, drag that up there. Next we have only the inside to unwrap. U, and then unwrap. So that looks kind of ugly, so we're going to do the same method here. Okay, and then we're just going to unwrap that again. Beautiful. If you are having your texture the same on each side, what you can do here, select this right one, SX-1 on your keyboard, turn on the magnet up here, vertex select mode, and you can just drag this over and your UVs and textures will just overlap onto each other. It saves you room on your UV map. I usually don't do that on the outside of the hood because sometimes the shading isn't the same on each side. Now, like laying out everything on your UV map, rule of thumb is you want the biggest part, so like the hood. The hood should have the most space on the UV map, and this little string here should have the smallest place on the UV map. So this is the outside of our hood. We're going to drag this down here, and we are just going to place it right here. That should be enough. We can make it larger if we want. We have pretty large texture sizes, so it shouldn't matter too much. Now this is the fluff part. It's a pretty prominent thing, so we are just going to leave this out a bit more. This should be good. We could shrink it honestly a little bit more. Next here, let's see what we have. We have the little cotton fluff balls. We are going to drag this and put it right here in this little corner, the inside of the hood. I'm actually going to rotate this, so RY 90, and then I'm just going to plop that right there, and that should be good. And then this is the strings. It's actually so small, I can honestly just put it, I can put it here. I'm going to put it there. And that is how you UV unwrap a hood. If you have any questions, let me know. Follow me on Twitch at simplylemon_. You can watch me unwrap models live or model something live, and then you can ask questions in the chat and I'll just show you right there. If you have any requests for other tutorials, let me know. Just put it in the comments and I'll probably make it.